The power flickers and dies, plunging the apartment into total darkness, just as the loudest clap of thunder yet hits. Without the TV or lights, the storm is the only thing left. Bakugo uses his palms to create small, rhythmic sparks, not for light, but to give you a sound that you actually like to focus on. And Kirishima starts telling a manly story about a training camp mishap to drown out the sky. The first crack of thunder rattled the windows of your shared apartment at 11:30, and you felt your whole body seize up. You'd been lying between them on the couch, some action movie flickering across the screen that none of you are really watching anymore. Katsuki had his feet propped up on the coffee table, one arm draped lazily across the back cushions behind your head. Ijiro was pressed against your other side, warm and solid, his fingers absently drawing patterns on your knee. It had been perfect, comfortable in the way only deeply familiar things are. And then, the sky split open. He flinched so hard that he nearly knocked Katsuki's arm off the couch. Rain began hammering against the glass balcony doors, and a second peal of thunder followed the first, longer and deeper, like something enormous rolling across the clouds directly above your building. Hmm, Ijiro said, craning his neck toward the window. Didn't even see that coming. Katsuki didn't look up from the screen. Weather report said clear skies. Idiots. You said nothing. He pulled your knees up slightly, fingers curling around the edge of the blanket pulled in your lap, and stared at the balcony doors like they were a threat you were trying to calculate. Lightning flashed, white light swallowed the room for a half second, bleaching everything colorless. And before you could stop yourself, you grabbed Ijiro's hand. He glanced down at your grip and then up at your face. Something flickered across his expression. Curiosity, not concern, yet, just noticing. You good? Fine, you said. Your voice came out smaller than you intended. Katsuki looked over then, sensing that something was wrong, even when he pretended not to. His red eyes moved from the television to your face in a single sharp cut. You're holding his hand like it's a weapon, he said. I'm not. You look pale. The lightning in here is bad. Another crack of thunder. This one so close, it seemed to vibrate through the floor. And he made a sound, small, barely audible, and pressed yourself backward into the couch cushions, like you could disappear into them. The silence that followed lasted about 3 seconds, and then Ijiro started laughing. It wasn't mean. That was the thing. It never would have been mean coming from him, and you knew that even as he rushed up the back of your head. It was the laugh he used when something genuinely surprised him, bright and unguarded, his head tipping back. Wait, he said, turning to look at you fully now. Wait, are you actually scared of the thunder? I didn't say that. You just. He gestured at your hands, at your posture, at your entire being. That's too silly. There's no way, right? He looked at Katsuki. Right. Katsuki was staring at you with an expression that was doing its absolute best to remain neutral and filling in the corners. The twitch at the edge of his mouth gave him away completely. No way, he said, but the flatness in his voice had cracked slightly. There's no way you're actually scared of a little rain. It's not the rain. It's the thunder. Ijiro's grin was enormous now. eyes bright with the specific delight of learning something new about someone you love. The thunder. You go headfirst into villain fights, and you've taken hits that would put most heroes in the hospital for a week. And you're scared of thunder? They're different things, you said, with as much dignity as you could manage, while your hands were visibly white knuckled around the blanket. How are they different? Villains you can fight back, you said, and then immediately felt ridiculous for saying it out loud like that, like it was a reasonable thing, like it made any sense at all. There was a beat, and then both of them were laughing, and even though it wasn't cruel, even though you could hear the affection woven through every note of it, you felt the familiar sting of embarrassment crawl up your throat. He shoved the blanket off your lap and stood up. Okay, you said, very calmly. I'm going to bed. Hey, Ijiro reached for your wrist. I'm tired. No, you're not. You're embarrassed, Katsuki said, and something in his voice had shifted. He stood up too, without fanfare, just unfolding himself from the couch, like the decision had already been made. Sit down. I'd rather sit down. You looked at him. He wasn't smirking anymore. His face had gone back to that version of serious that meant he was paying actual attention to you. The version that still made your chest tighten, even after all that time. You sat down. Ijiro had stopped laughing too, reaching over and finding your hand again. Properly this time. Hey, I'm sorry. We weren't laughing at you. You were. A little. Okay, well, a little. He admitted, but only because it surprised us. You never told us. It's embarrassing. It's not, Katsuki said, dropping back onto the couch beside you, closer than before, his shoulder pressed against yours. He didn't put his arm around you or make a production out of it. He just sat there, solid and present, letting you feel the warmth of him. It's stupid, he added, because he couldn't help himself. Katsuki, Ijiro said, it's a stupid thing to be scared of. It's just noise. It can't touch you. I know that. Then, knowing something and feeling something are different things. You said, I've known that since I was 6. It doesn't help. 6 years old? Ijiro asked. There was a bad storm when I was little. It's not a good story. It's nothing dramatic. I was just alone, and it was loud, and it went on for a long time, and I never really got over it. The apartment was quiet, except for the rain. Ijiro moved first. He shifted behind you, repositioning himself so that he was pressed against your back, arms coming around your middle. You're not 6 anymore, he said, against your temple. I know. And you're not alone, Katsuki said. He hadn't moved, but his hand was now on your knee, and that was enough. More than enough. Outside, the storm raged on. Inside, tucked between the two people who knew you best in the world, even the parts you'd never meant to show them, he found that the thunder sounded a little further away than it had before. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you like this video. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. And goodbye.